where is the balance point for this data, or where is the mean? Where is it clustered? It's going to be clustered more towards the right, as we can see that the majority of the viewers of this show are 70. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at a real life example. Here we have a television game show that was just recently canceled. Now, many people watched it and were wondering why was it taken off the air. Now, a random sample of 80 viewers from the show were selected, and from this we can tell what the real problem with the show was. So here, if you look at the graph, you can see that the graph really is skewed more towards the right. So the majority of the viewers, we can tell just by looking at it, are going to be between 50 and 70 years old, with most of them being 70 years old. With most of them being around 70 years old. So, what does the dot farthest to the left tell us? It tells us that there was actually a viewer who was really young, about 5 years old. Is this distribution really symmetrical? It's not, because there's a larger cluster of viewers to the right with the older ages. What does that tell us? That tells us that the majority of the viewers for the show, despite viewers of many ages, are going to be around 70 years old. Now, one problem that someone said about the show was that it was a cross-generational show, which basically means that people from many generations or a large range of ages are going to be watching the show. Or a large range of ages are going to be watching the show. So we can see that it's from 5 years to 75 years. So what could be one reason for the cancellation of the show? Well, we know that shows make their money by producing commercials. So how are you going to have a commercial that ranges from the ages 70 to the ages of 5? What, you're going to sell, Legos to 70-year-olds, and you're going to sell, retirement homes to 5-year-olds? Anyway. So what the problem was is that advertisers didn't really have a set group they could sell to. They had to sell to multiple people, and it wasn't really realistic, because the target audience was too varied. So from this, we can tell that the left side, really the data is stretched, which basically means it's not clustered. And the tail of this data is basically on the right side, which basically is where most of the data is located. So that would mean that it's left skewed.